Hello everybody, welcome back to another reaction video here on Snyder's Inc. And today we got something new. This is from a channel, as you can see on the screen, from a channel called Dark Matter. And it is... If I can move this up. No, I don't want to... No, go. This thing is being a jackass. 8 Craziest Reactions of Convicts After Given a Life Sentence. So... we're going to do a reaction to this. Are you guys ready? Because I'm ready. Let's go.
In a place with such tragic and twisted cases, it's no surprise that courtrooms are a source for many shocking moments. So from a hitman's testimony to the father who forgave a serial killer, join us. Out of all places, few would expect deaths in a courtroom, especially ones caught on camera. In 2014 though, 25-year-old Torgan Crips gang member, Siali Angalau, was on trial for racketeering. Shockingly, as an informant was testifying.
What is racketeering again? I don't remember. Someone let me know in the comments. What's racketeering again?
About the Crips operation, Siali suddenly snatched his lawyer's pen and sprinted towards him.
After a years-long effort by the Utah Media Coalition, including KUTV, a judge ruled the public should see this video.
Oh my god! Dude, look at that was in the span of seconds. The man grabbed his pen from here, ran up and targeted the guy who's standing right there. And I think they shot him out of just to defend the dude. Like, that's insane.
Drop that. Drop the out of your hand. Drop it out of your hand.
On trial for racketeering, you see Angalau grabbing what was later identified as a pen and lunging at the witness testifying. Then shots fired by a U.S. Marshal, killing Angalau.
I'm trying to think if the shots were necessary. Were the gunfire necessary? I want to say no, but I can't put myself in the situation of if I saw a gang member running with something that you don't know what it is. It turns out to be a pen, but you don't know what it is off the top of your head, and he runs and lunges at a witness who's testifying against him. I guess my thing would be defend the witness, so I kind of get it, but I don't know if they need to shoot as much as they did.
I think there's no question, though, you can turn a pen into a knife, or its equivalent. You can take somebody's life with it.
According to court documents, the witness was shackled and handcuffed.
I think it happens so fast that it's easy if you slow down the video to maybe argue or suggest that there was enough time to do something different. When you watch it live...
Yeah, so I would defend the witness more than the person. The person was handcuffed and shackled. Was he a former criminal? I guess he was a criminal, must have been in jail already.
It's very hard to see that anything different could have occurred.
Tolman says Angalau told the judge he would behave, so he didn't need to be shackled. But Tolman says this video may have the federal court reconsidering its guidelines in these situations.
I'm sure that those measures are being reconsidered by the court as they look.
Wait a minute, so this guy just goes here and goes, yeah, I'll behave. You need a shock. I mean, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, take his word for it. Take this gang member's word for it. Dumbasses.
Look at it.
The marshal was cleared of any possible charges, though Siali's family argues that deadly force was excessive and that the marshal panicked.
I agree.
Meanwhile, another infamous courtroom death was
I agree though that it's a bit excessive.
That of Michael Marin, a former Wall Street trader. In July 2009, after a loss of $900,000 and with debts of $2.3 million, he burnt his mansion down for the insurance. However, police were immediately skeptical, and Marion was arrested for arson. Authorities believe that around the time of his arrest, he secretly stored a cyanide pill. As such, when Marion was later convicted, he discreetly swallowed it.
We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action, upon our oaths, do find the defendant, Michael James Mayer, guilty of arson of an occupied structure. We further find this offense is a dangerous felony because the offense involved the discharge, use, or threatening exhibition of fire, a deadly weapon, or dangerous instrument. Yes.
Okay, so I look at this I'm looking at this from a camera angle, right? Because this I would notice pretty obviously from this angle. You notice him put something in his mouth. But if I was watching from like a distance, I would just think he's kind of covering his mouth and doing that. I wouldn't have noticed it. So I'm not shocked no one kind of noticed it.
Signed by the foreperson. Is this your true verdict? So say you want it all?
Why is no one doing anything? These two are reacting. This woman's reacting. These fucking three guys are just sitting here looking like it's fucking normal thing every day. What the fuck, you weirdos? Help the fucking guy. Help him! Why did no one help this poor man?
Some of the most shocking moments are also the most heartbreaking. In February 1992, during the trial of notorious serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer, the relatives of his many victims testified to the suffering he had caused their families.
Oh God.
In all, 9 people spoke out against him. However, the most pain was felt by Rita Isbell, sister of Errol Lindsay. Though she initially contained herself, she eventually lost it, attempting to lunge at Dahmer.
My name is Rita Isbell, and I'm the oldest sister of Errol Lindsay. Whatever your name is, say, I'm mad. This is how you act when you are out of control. I don't want to ever see my mother have to go through this again. Never, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I hate you, motherfucker. I hate you. This is out of control. Don't fuck with me, Jeffrey. I'll kill you. God damn it. Look at me, motherfucker. I kill you.
What's your name, man?
You see the demeanor on him? Hold on. We'll go back.
What's your name, man?
Look at this. This is while the girl is yelling at him. He has this cold, heartless demeanor. I'm noticing him more than the other one. More than the girl yelling. The girl yelling is crazy, but she's full emotion. Because she knows that the guy who killed her sister is right here. And this girl is yelling at him, threatening to kill him. All that. And not emotion on his face. Insanity. And a bit disturbing, to be honest.
In a later interview, Rita said she was tired of the media describing Dahmer as out of control and wanted to show him what out of control really was. Meanwhile, a similar outburst of hate was also seen in a more recent trial. On June 1st, 2012, Lucklace Kendall was working his usual security job at the Miami Lakes strip club. At around 11 PM, as he sat in his car, he saw 29-year-old Kawana Bird and 31-year-old Michael Smithers smoking marijuana in the pickup beside him. According to the pair, Kendall then left his vehicle and walked towards them, demanding they put their hands up whilst he went to inquire with staff. However, as he returned, he suddenly equipped his gun, firing 3 rapid shots into the driver's side, hitting and paralysing Smithers.
What? You see, this is what the people are talking about. This is type of racist shit that we hate in this world, and this world we can't keep having. We can't have people doing this. I don't care that I'm a freaking thing. You cannot pretend racism does exist. Because how do you explain this? This guy, them two were smoking marijuana. That's a good reason to stop them. There's a good reason to tell them to put their hands up. To smoke marijuana, you're not supposed to smoke marijuana. You're a security guard. You gotta go speak to staff. That's fine. To then leave, come back, go in there, talk to staff, come back out, load your gun, and fire shots into the vehicle. There was no justification for that. All that is a guy who just wanted to take out some black people. Sorry to break the news to you. Sorry to break your hearts. There are people who seem to think racism doesn't exist, but that's literally what I labeled this. There was no thing, because I don't buy the staff told him to kill him. Staff, there was no danger to this.
Then as Kawana attempted to crawl underneath the truck, Kendall fired an extra 8 shots into his body, killing him instantly.
Try to tell me now it was self-defense also, if you dare try to say that. Dare you.
Such a case is already tragic, but was made even worse during court. On April 4th, 2014, as the trial focused on Kendall's mental state, Kawana's father, Donald, stood up and argued that he deserved prison, with the pain easily heard within his voice.
Yeah, but my son is dead, man. My son is dead. He needs to go to prison. He don't need to be laying no mental hospital. He need to go to prison, man. Come on, sir. He wanna play crazy? He wasn't crazy when he murdered my son, man. He wasn't crazy then, but he crazy now. All of a sudden he crazy now. You wanna lay in a mental hospital? You done murdered my son, man, for nothing? When he was trying to get away from you. You was trying to get away from you, man. And you kept shooting him while his back was under the truck. You kept shooting him, man. You kept shooting him in his back. His back was turned to you, man. He was trying to get away from you. And you murdered him, man, like that. You murdered him, man, like that. Why you doing it like that, man? And you want to play crazy, man? He ain't crazy. He ain't crazy, man.
Oh my god, I felt the pain in that man's voice. Oh my god. Oh my. They're talking about putting that guy in in a mental hospital because he may not be mentally fit, and that drove this guy to pain anger, as I call it. It's just in so much pain, he just started yelling and screaming, and he had rage in him. And to him, it was multiple things. To him, it's probably one, the guy who killed his kid, which is probably the main one. The guy who killed his kid is not going to jail for it. But the second one probably it is a justice system in his mind, and it's probably the actual case. The justice system find an excuse for a white guy to not be put in prison for killing 2 black guys. They're not mentally fit is what the thing is, and that's what they're going to go with. And the fact that this judge even considered it is what made that guy react the way he did. I don't blame him.
Stop.
I'm going to take a break for the gentleman.
Whilst most testimony is fairly routine, other cases produce more violent outbursts. Labelled pure evil by prosecutors, Luis Bracamontes
Oh yeah, he looks evil as hell. He looks fucking evil as hell.
was responsible for the October 24th, 2014 murders of Sheriff's deputies Michael Davis and Danny Oliver. Incredibly, on only the second day of his trial, he cussed and threatened those in the car, stating his only regret was that he didn't kill more cops.
What?
As if the smiles and smirks coming from the accused cop killer's face weren't shocking enough.
No need to promote it. Be silent.
These outbursts from Luis Bracamontes stunned the courtroom as the 12 jurors now deciding his fate were ordered out by a judge, but not before Bracamontes admits his guilt and lack of any remorse.
Ladies and gentlemen, please step out of the hallway.
Dead.
As the prosecution laid
Well, thanks for making that pretty easy. You wanted to go to jail. They clearly made that clear because your ass was just you gave him the freaking verdict.
out the horrific details. Bracamontes laughed, a mental state his lawyers asked the judge to reevaluate. The defense, meanwhile, not denying its client killed both deputies, but do say he was high on methamphetamine at the time and did not know right from wrong. But today, Bracamontes warned the courtroom and our cameras that he would do it again.
I will break up soon and I will kill more.
This man's asking to go to jail. He is asking to go to jail. Put him in there. Put him for life. Put him in there for life, please. Please. I know it's hard to do, any type of actual justice, but fucking hell, put this psychopath in fucking jail.
Still, this isn't the only shocking testimony from the courtroom. In 2001, Carolina Panthers football player Ray Caruth and hitman Van Brett Watkins were on trial for the murder of Caruth's ex, 8-month pregnant Cherika Adams. According to Watkins, despite annually earning a $650,000 salary, Caruth refused to pay child support, and when Cherika wouldn't have an abortion, he decided to hire a hitman, eventually meeting himself. Though hesitant, he agreed to the job, and for the next 3 months, he collected information on his target's routine. Finally, as the night of the hit approached, Caruth invited Cherika to the cinema. When the film finished, a horror movie no less, Watkins followed their separate vehicles. As they both stopped at a traffic light, the hitman pulled up to Cherika's side and shot her 5 times. Watkins and Caruth then drove off.
This poor woman was killed for the fact that she was killed for the fact that the dude did not want to play child support and she wanted to have the child. So he hires a hitman to take her and the child out. A poor woman. Didn't deserve that at all.
Somehow, the bloodied Cherika was able to call 911 and was quickly taken into hospital for an emergency cesarean. Fortunately, the baby, named Chancellor, survived, albeit with
Good. But I have a feeling I know the follow-up.
a brain injury and continues to live with his grandmother. Sadly though, Cherika entered a coma and died the next month.
So they got the baby out alive. The baby came out alive with a brain injury. And she got into a coma afterwards and died.
Concurrent to her death, Caruth and Watkins were arrested. In court, Caruth's lawyer, David Rudolph, dismissed Watkins' hitman story, attempting to prove he was the sole perpetrator. However, he not only refuted this, but threatened Rudolph.
And you've got a gun there that you said he told you to get down in Atlanta, right?
He did.
purpose of that gun, according to you, is to carry out this shooting, right?
Exactly.
And so you get this call, and you're petrified, and so you go over there because you're so petrified, but you don't bring the gun that you supposedly bought for purposes of this hit, right?
Exactly.
So you're sort of a hitman without a weapon. Is that what you are?
If that's what you want to say.
Well, that's what you were, according to you.
If that's what I could kill you with my hands. Okay.
Is that what you were?
I could kill you with my hands.
Well,
I don't need a gun.
Mr. Watkins again answered.
Okay, I didn't need a gun. Okay.
And so did he say, well, you go...
Very disturbing way to go about it, I would say. He has a very disturbed demeanor about him, but I do like how the Ray dude is trying to say that he did it by himself. That there was no, or like that Watkins did it by himself, and that there was no hitman story. He's just making that up. And then this dude's just like, nah, man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's a very chilling way of a hitman to throw, but a hitman only does what he's meant to be done, which is once he's got his money from you, he ain't gonna protect you.
Go on back and you go get that gun, because I don't need to be spending another $200 and having Mr. Kennedy running all around all night looking for a gun when...
I didn't need a gun. Okay, for me to kill somebody, I don't need a gun. Can't you look and see? I'm 286 pounds. Okay, I would rip you like a rag doll. Okay?
Is that what you're going to do to Sharika?
I could have, but I didn't. Okay, I could have killed her, the baby. Okay, that wasn't my beef. I didn't kill my wife with the meat cleaver. I threatened her.
I got nothing.
Okay, I didn't hit Bridget with the crowbar. I threatened her. I was a dog barking. I didn't do nothing. I ran. How did you think I felt? I'm still human, even though I have a long criminal history. I did it all. But I'm still human.
What a very interesting demeanor and mental state this guy has. I'm not saying he has mental issues. It's a very interesting mental process. By the way, the looks of it, I don't know why it says 8, because it's clearly 4.
Still, not all shocking moments are tragic or violent. In November 2017, as Trey Alexander Relford awaited his sentence for the murder of delivery driver Salahuddin Jitmood, the victim's father suddenly shocked the court. In a stunning moment, the 66-year-old Sambat forgave and hugged his son's killer.
So, if Salahuddin were to be here, alive, because you are one of who can kill him, but if he alive, he would forgive you. That's the way he was, that's the way he is. So I'm taking, he take the teaching of Islam at heart. So his mother has already died, and he's already gone. I'm only here to represent his mom and to represent him. My dear nephew, Trey, I don't blame you for the crime you commit. No, I don't blame you. I'm not angry at you at all. I want you to know that. I wish I can go and hug you right now to comfort you for the crime that you mistakenly done. Forgiveness is the greatest gift or charity in Islam.
Wow. That one got me more than the other one did. For this old man, this father, to forgive the man who killed his son. I can't imagine what that takes. I couldn't imagine even thinking of this. I couldn't. There'd be too much anger. To him to look at the thought process, if my son was here, he would forgive you. If his mother was here, she would forgive you. I think he's looking at, and then, as representing them, he chose to forgive this young man. Is an insane thought, and I can't imagine the mindset this makes. This guy does not look like a serial, no demeanor thing. Like, this guy has some emotion. He's literally probably drove him to tears. It's insane. It's a hell of a thought to think that a man like him could do that. Look at this. Look at this. This is pure emotion here. This is literal pure emotion, all done on the fly. This isn't. This is pure emotion right here.
In a similar case of forgiveness, as the relatives of serial killer Gary Ridgway's victims expressed decades of grief, pain and anger, one Robert Rule was able to forgive him for killing his 16-year-old daughter, Linda. Before this, Ridgway had maintained a blank stare, but when Robert spoke, he seemed to genuinely break down, a rare sign of emotion for a psychopath.
Gary Ridgway sat there stone-faced as victims' relatives damned him and mocked him.
He's an animal. I wish for him to have a long, suffering, cruel death.
He's gonna go to hell, and that's where he belongs.
But then the emotionless facade finally cracked when the father of one of his victims appeared to surprise him with a dose of human kindness.
Mr. Ridgway, there are people here that hate you. I'm not one of them. You've made it difficult to live up to what I believe, and that is what God says to do, and that's to forgive. You are forgiven.
Look at him. He broke it. That broke him, man.
Forgiven, sir.
Those tears and a statement he made to the court later that day were as close to showing real remorse as Gary Ridgway had ever come.
I'm sorry for killing these ladies. They had their whole lives ahead of them. I'm sorry for causing so much pain to so many families.
That one got me. The one before that got me way more than that one did. Anyway, guys. Holy crap! I'm glad you can't see my eyes that well. If you could, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it if you could like and comment any other suggestions for videos you would like me to react to. I'd appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one.